It's always good to welcome a new member to the family. In this case, it's a brother to the Demag AC700, and it's a ballast trailer in Demag colours. This model is a limited edition by IMC, and it's a Mercedes-Benz Actros SLT big space 8x4 with a Notobohm 6-axle ballast trailer. A sleeve covers the very long and thin box, and it has the usual IMC mantra, enjoy the little things. The box is a nice high quality, and the close-fitting lid has some nice suction. The parts are packaged well, and inside the box is this small manual which covers the ballast trailer. This little manual is high quality, and it starts off with information about the real trailer, and there are plenty of photos too. In the second half of the manual, it describes the various features of the model. Maybe one day all models will have information like this. Before we start, just a reminder that you can see a lot more about models on the Cranes Etc. website, and the link to it is in the video description below. Also, if you want to know where you can buy scale models, then you can click on links on the website, including those in the shopping mall. And listed here are dealers that sell models in countries across the world. We start the assembly on the ballast trailer, and two landing legs are supplied separately in a bag, so they have to be fitted. They are a snug fit, but to secure them in place there are very tiny pins, and you can have hours of fun trying to find them if they drop on the floor. With the legs fitted, we join up the tractor and trailer, and clunk click does the trick. Next we have a choice. We can either fit a container that's decorated AC700, or if you prefer, you can replace it with a headboard. We start by looking underneath the Actros. This is an IMC made model, and the chassis is very detailed, and that includes different tyres and nice boxes. It is a limited edition, and the serial number is included on the model, which is great. And if we move to the outside, there are beacon lights and aerials on the roof. Unlike some models, these parts are fitted in the factory so they won't fall out. At the front there is a Demag logo, and the detailing on the Actros grille looks very convincing. There's no number plate as this is a generic model, but the rest of the finishing and detailing looks really nice. On the side of the cab there's an AC700 logo, and the door mirrors are colour coded. The quality of the graphics is very high, and that's matched by the quality of the other details. The wheels are very smart, and there's a colour-coded filler cap. The big grille from the equipment tower is very convincing, and the tank below it is also really nicely done. As you can see here, the equipment tower is very detailed, and that includes the usual coiled lines. There's a textured walkway behind the tower, and a nicely detailed fifth wheel. At the back, the lights have plastic lenses. The detailing of the ballast trailer is also at a very high level, and it's nice that the aluminium beams of the deck are fully detailed. The wheel assemblies are formed in metal, and they are made up of many small components. There are graphics on the headboard, and a highlight of the detailing are the tiny graphics all around the edge of the deck, and these give an authentic appearance. The deck surface has an area of diamond plating, and again the aluminium beams are an excellent detail. Moving down the deck edge we see more graphics, and there's some nice modelling underneath the deck. The wheels look smart too. There's also plenty of detailing at the back of the trailer, and that includes the various different types of light. The metal container is fairly simple, but it does have a nicely highlighted door. One thing to note is that under certain lighting conditions, the Demag yellow is very slightly different between the truck and the crane. The wheels on the rear axles spin round and round, and there's a reasonable amount of steering movement on the front two linked axles. Out on the cranes etc. superhighway, the Actros rolls very well, and that's in a straight line. In go the giant hands to set the steering, and as you can see, the Actros will go round a reasonable curve. Included is an alternative fifth wheel for use with trailers with a fatter kingpin, and also included is a driver. But our thoughts at this time are with the poor driver. Just imagine having to walk around with such distorted feet. The Actros features opening doors on both sides, and it's a nice feature which works well enough, although you'd like a slightly wider opening door. Of course, the opening door allows us to shove the driver inside, and will give him some tweezer assistance. A bit more of a tweak, and his clown's going to push the pedals with his nose. But the best way in is to go head first and then slide in the feet from the side. Moving on to the trailer, and the turntable actually rotates. And moving to the axles, axle 1 steers. The next axle is axle 2 and it is fixed. And then the last 4 axles all steer together. They are linked and the steering is proportional, with the rear axle steering the most. Rolling along, the trailer performs well with all of the wheels landed. But if you want to run empty and don't want to wear out all the tyres, you can clip axle 1 up out of service. It has just enough clearance so that it works well enough, and axle 1 does not rotate when the trailer is moved. Another small feature is that there's a spare wheel holder, and you can lower the door to get to it, although actually getting it out is rather more difficult. Now this truck is a companion to the Demag AC700 mobile crane, so let's pair it up and put some parts on board. With the trailer loaded with parts on their transport frames, you get an impressive display, and as you can see, the rear steering works very nicely. IMC Models Mercedes-Benz Actros SLT is a high quality model. Paired up here with a Ballast trailer and in Demag colours, it makes a great companion for the Demag AC700 in the same colour scheme. So if you have the crane in Demag colours, you certainly want this truck to go with it, and overall it is excellent.